What's going on everyone, my name is CakeyC and welcome to the channel. So this is another addition to the setup series, but this video is not going to follow the normal format that we usually would in these types of videos. So usually we would set the scene, talk about the gun a little bit and then have a look at the best attachments to put on a certain gun in Warzone. So picture this, it's a great British summer morning, I've just got up, I'm putting the finishing touches on my BRUEN setup video that's going to go onto this playlist, and then I get hit with this. They nerfed the BRUEN. Am I glad they nerfed the BRUEN? Yes, I am. Am I glad they nerfed the BRUEN the day before I was going to put a video out on the best attachments for the BRUEN? No, I am not. Is it my own fault? Yes, it is my own fault. I spent weeks toying with the idea of making a BRUEN video, mainly because I didn't particularly like the BRUEN and I didn't like what it stood for. I didn't like the fact that a light machine gun was the best gun to be using in a Call of Duty Battle Royale. And I wanted the BRUEN to be nerfed for weeks. I wanted the BRUEN to be nerfed since the day that it was popularised. But here we are, a couple of weeks down the line, and now it's officially here. The actual good nerf on the BRUEN. The first one didn't really do a lot. So I had two options. I either scrap the video or I try and repurpose the content in a positive way, which is what I'm trying to do here. So I thought I'd have a quick discussion about the BRUEN and then we could get on and have a look at the best attachments that you could be using on the BRUEN post nerf. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like on it down below, and as always feel free to subscribe to the channel for all of the latest Call of Duty news, tips and tricks, how-tos, class setups and much more. With that being said, let's jump on and talk about the BRUEN MK9. So far they've reduced the damage range, they've made the recoil on the 60 round mags less manageable, and they've made the recoil on the base gun less manageable. Along with that, they've actually reduced the damage to the torso. So these are all the right things that we wanted from the BRUEN nerf. So you could look at all the figures and the stats and the analysis and you say, oh, it's now gone from an 11 shot kill to a 12 shot kill at 45 meters at range under a rock with your nan watching. But in reality, are these differences going to be that noticeable in a Warzone match? And the answer is they're going to be as noticeable as much as the ground nerf was noticeable. Yes, okay, it's not as strong, it's not as overpowered as it was before the nerf, but it's still going to be a decent gun to be using in Warzone after its nerf. It might not be as good as the new meta, which is possibly the Kilo or the CR56 AMAX, but it's still going to be a viable gun. So with all that being said, let's jump onto the Gunsmith and have a look at how we can build this BRUEN out to optimize its performance in Warzone after its recent nerf. So what I've put up on screen here is the common BRUEN MK9 build. The Monolithic Suppressor, the longest barrel, the 26.8 inch Summit barrel, the TAC laser, the Corp combat holographic sight, and then the 60 round mags. So this was the go-to BRUEN class before its nerf. And if you're still going to use this class, you probably will notice a bit of a recoil change. But what can we do to minimize the additional recoil on the BRUEN? So you're going to want to keep the Monolithic Suppressor there, and you're going to want to keep the XRK Summit 26.8 inch barrel. These two combined are going to give you that sound suppression, increased damage range, bullet velocity, and the most important here, the recoil control. The next thing you're going to want to keep is the 60 round mags. This is the main part of the BRUEN build. This is where the aim down sight speed, the sprint to fire speed, and the movement speed comes from. These are all of the key components to making the BRUEN so good in Warzone. So those are the three you're going to want to keep. The Monolithic Suppressor, the XRK Summit barrel, and then the 60 round mags. But what do we do with the two other slots? So first thing you're going to want to do is take off the TAC laser and take off the Corp combat holographic sight. So that leaves us with two slots. The first thing you're going to want to do is put on the Commando Foregrip. Now the Commando Foregrip is going to supply us with recoil, stabilization and aiming stability. And it's going to make the BRUEN that little bit easier to control. And the final part of this build is the Optic. If you want to put on the Corp combat holographic sight, you can, but it's not going to give you a secret added bonus that the VLK Optic is going to give you. Along with the magnification of the Optic sight in general, the VLK does have a hidden recoil control statistic. I put a segment on the VLK Optic in my Growl video. I'll leave a link down in the description below to that video if you want to check that out and have a look at some of the statistics I looked at. But the VLK will give you some recoil stabilization. So a quick summary, we have the Monolithic Suppressor, the XLK Summit 26.8 inch barrel, and the 60 round mags as normal, but instead we've taken off the tac laser and we've put on the Commando Foregrip to help with some of the recoil control, and then we've swapped from the combat holographic sight to the VLK because of the hidden recoil control statistic in there. And that is how you can optimize the BRUEN for Warzone after its nerf on the 20th of August. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did at any point throughout it, let me know by liking it down below. Let me know what you think of the BRUEN before and after. Let me know what you think of the two builds down in the comments below. And as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel for all of the latest Call of Duty news, tips and tricks, how-tos, class setups, and much more.